Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Barefoot Dad and a dog are in the plane that just is about an inch off the ground. Anyway, we're in the Piper Comanche and we're down in Saint-Lucia, and we're at Hewanorra Airport, and we're heading up to George Charles Airport, and we got to pick up a box of old scratchy records for a friend. And with that, let's see if we can get this beast in the air. Get that on. Yep, get that. Two, three, let's give it some, four, so I do not, this weather we're going to go with some clear skies. Let's have some clear skies. We just 22 miles or kilometers, 22 knots, that's just too windy. Okay, let's turn this off. Now let's make sure we hit our toe brakes, because that was one thing Piper did, was they added toe brakes. If you look down here, there they are. See them? Toe brakes. But if you don't have toes, Piper has you covered, because you can fly from the right side because there's no toe brakes over there. So you can be like the dog and fly without toes. And we have an airplane.
Hewanorra ground Piper November 477 Whiskey ready to taxi departure to the west with Sierra.
Piper November 477 Whiskey taxi to and hold short of runway 28. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready.
Awesome, let's do that.
Taxi to and hold short runway 28 Piper 77 Whiskey.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go straight over this grass, this patch of grass. So we've got about a 20 mile ride up to George Charles Airport. And the reason we're going up there is to pick up that box of old scratchy records.
Hewanorra Tower Piper November 477 Whiskey at runway 28 ready for departure to the west.
Okay.
Piper November 477 Whiskey altimeter 29er.9er 2 wind calm departure to the west approved.
And we have calm
Cleared
wind.
for takeoff runway 28.
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 Piper 77 Whiskey.
And here we are with nice calm winds. Here we are. Gear up, flaps up, cleaned up. It's a cool airport. pressure back down to
Piper 77 Whiskey, continue for west departure.
Hewanorra Tower Piper November 477 Whiskey, continue for west departure.
Okay, now let's get this thing in. We got it squared away. I mean, there's really not much. This plane is so rock solid. Now let's bring a little bit of I love flying this thing. Quiet it down a little bit. Yeah, after this last update, this is the first time things have felt okay. I can do ATC. That was not working. I go to touch something like, you know, any of these buttons and it would just give me this staticky noise. But that's cleared up. I've got a dog and an airplane and a destination to pick up a box of old scratchy records. This is a cool little island. Let's see. Let's aim for right between these two hills. It's always fun.
Piper 77 Whiskey, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Hewanorra Tower Piper November 477 Whiskey frequency change. Approach Piper November 477 Whiskey is type Piper Comanche 5 miles northwest of Hewanorra, 2,400 feet. Request flight following.
Piper November 477 Whiskey approach. Squawk 5325.
Squawk 5, Tree 25, Piper 77 Whiskey.
Piper 77 Whiskey radar contact 6 miles northwest of Hewanorra, 2,600 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Roger, Piper 77 Whiskey.
All right, let's see, I'm pushing that altitude up a little higher than I like. Back that manifold pressure down. There we are. And as we take a little dip, and there we go. An interesting little trip. Let's go this way. head up the coast. So there's our destination, kind of straight up. If you look on over here on the Garmin there. Okay, come on now. You can get that nose up a little more. Here's our oil tanks. Okay. Looking good. So let's let her know we're on our way.
Tower Piper November 477 Whiskey is 8 miles southwest, 1,200 feet with Oscar to land.
We're almost
Piper
there.
November 477 Whiskey Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 2 wind calm, make left base runway 9er.
Make left base runway 9er Piper 77 Whiskey.
Okay, we're going to come into the pattern, left pattern. Number 9. This is much better. 27 is not your friend. Oh, coming in about 1,000 feet here. Come in right over those oil tanks. Hey, and if you like the flight, hit that like button. Go ahead, I dare you. And if you really want to get fancy,
77 Whiskey wind calm, clear to land runway 9er.
Clear to land runway 9er Piper 77 Whiskey.
so if you really want to make your day better, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit it. You'll have some fun with me and the dog, and you'll feel better too. Okay, we're getting a little low now. Let's see if we can trim it up. We're coming in off the ocean, so we don't have any obstructions this time. If we look, we're going to come in right over the airport and make a left and then enter our pattern. We'll enter our downwind pattern Okay. There's our harbor. Nice. Okay, we'll just kind of... Nice. Some nice ships. Make a left turn and go over our runway. All right, and now we're at about we got about 100 feet, a little more than we want. So here's a good way to drop. Get rid of that. Okay, there we are. Downwind. Get some flaps. Looking for 100. We're at 100. We're looking for 90. Let's give it another set of flaps. Should have a really good view of the harbor entrance when we come around here on final. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, let's get rid of some airspeed now. Nice, except you live next to an airport. Okay, 100. We're looking for 90. There's our 90. All right, we're looking good, folks. We're over the fence at 80. Let's see if we can grease this. $72, not bad. We floated her a little bit. I kind of wanted to.
Piper 77 Whiskey, turn next taxiway.
Okay, we'll do that. Let's backtrack. This is a cool little airport. I like it. Is there a lighthouse up there? Interesting.
Piper 77 Whiskey, turn next taxiway.
And here we are for our next taxiway. And here we are.
Piper 77 Whiskey, contact ground on 121.8.
121.8 for Piper 77 Whiskey. Ground Piper November 477 Whiskey, request taxi to parking.
Piper November 477 Whiskey taxi to general aviation parking.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking Piper 77 Whiskey.
Don't ever hit the pause and then give it the gas. It will cause your plane to leap. Okay, we're just gonna call it right here. Folks, I want to thank you for joining me. Now let's hit the toe brakes. You know these are toe brakes. So if you don't have toes, you got to go over to this side and fly from the right side of the airplane. Folks, thanks a bunch for flying with us, and hit that like button, and then to make your day better, hit that subscribe button. And we're going to see you next time, folks. Me and the dog will be back, and we're going to pick up that box of old scratchy records. See you then.